Hey guys, happy Trainer Tip Tuesday. Today I want to talk to you about foods to eat for your health. So this kind of came on by hearing a friend of mine talk about how she recovered from a severely broken leg. And she said something that really stuck with me, and she said that she made sure to eat foods that would nourish her body properly because the foods she eats would be her new bone. So now think about that. You're eating, especially in that situation. I mean, her leg was broken. She couldn't put any no weight at all, zero weight bearing for 10 weeks. So that took a lot of mental strength, I guess, to not completely fall off, lose your shit because you can't do anything besides lay in bed all day. And the fact that she was able to turn it into, I need to eat because what I eat is going to be my new bone, I just thought that was really cool. So I kind of wanted to talk about what those foods might look like. Now, I hope none of you are in the situation that she was in, of course, but it still comes down to the fact that you are what you eat. You know, that old time cliche saying, it's true. So when we think about foods, I want you to start thinking about the ingredients that go into your foods. If you have a package of whatever you have a package of, there's going to be a list of ingredients on the back. Now that might be anything from 2 to a million ingredients. Things that typically have one ingredient don't really have an ingredient list. And those are the kinds of things that you should go for. So that's your fresh produce, your meats. There's a chicken breast is a chicken breast. Whereas if you get like the freezer section, chicken meal that you pop in the microwave, there's going to be a lot more than just chicken in there. So I want you to really start thinking about single ingredient foods as making up the majority of your meals. Now that doesn't mean you can't combine 2 single ingredient foods to make one meal. It just means that you should try to avoid those packages with a mile-long list of ingredients on the back. Now let's think about it a different way. If you take, I don't know, a loaf of bread that you bought at the store and you put it out on the counter, it's going to last for a while because it's got preservatives, it's got, all the other stuff in it to keep it, to keep it fresh. It'll stay sitting on your counter for a week or more before, it starts getting kind of like moldy and gross. But if you put, say, a raw chicken breast out on your counter, you're not going to eat that after sitting out for a couple of hours because it starts to break down, it starts to get gross. And that kind of implies that it's easier for your body to break down. If things spoil quickly, that means that your body can break them down easier. So that's why we kind of want to stick to that theme. Now, of course, you can make arguments like put a potato on the counter, it'll last there for weeks, but it's just the main concept that you want to consume things that your body can easily break down and use for energy. So when you start getting into like the fast food and stuff like that, there's tons of stuff just pumped into that stuff. So it's going to slow down the process. It's going to make it last longer on the shelf, but it's also going to slow down the process in the way that your body breaks it down. So those are the kinds of things that we want to not avoid altogether, but we want to try to limit. We want to try to shift our meal options from, the prepackaged, the pre-made, whatever, to more fresh, whole ingredients. So just think about that and, try to, if you realize that, every Saturday you have a, freezer meal, try to limit it to every other Saturday. It's all about moderation, of course, and cutting back over time and finding something that's maintainable and sustainable for you. So I hope that helps. When you hit the grocery store, try shopping the perimeter. That's where the fresh stuff usually is. So avoid the middle of the store. That's where the good, tasty stuff, but the not so good health stuff lives. So take a little tour of your grocery store, see what you find, and that's all I got for you today. So happy Trainer Tip Tuesday. I hope that helps, and pop any questions in the comments below. I'll see you guys next week.